Clumsy Clinton. Written by Alan Horsfield. Illustrated by Gary Young. He turned up with a big sunny smile on his face. Mom peeped through the curtains. "It's Uncle Clinton." With a suitcase, she whispered, wide-eyed. "On our doorstep." "We're in for a few laughs then," said Dad with a smile. "Why's that?" I asked. "My brother's always been so clumsy he's dangerous," replied Dad. "He's just a bit awkward," said Mom. Then, she smiled at me. "Answer the door, Misty." "Just be careful, Misty," said Dad, smiling. "Clinton can be quite clumsy." I went to the front door to greet Uncle Clinton. His hair had grown a lot since I last saw him. He wore bright yellow pants with wide suspenders. I couldn't imagine Dad would ever wear pants like that. Uncle Clinton's bright flowery shirt dazzled me. His black cap hardly seemed to fit on his head, and his brown shoes seemed far too big for his feet. Something about his clothes and hair reminded me of something or someone, but I couldn't think what it was. There was a twinkle in Uncle Clinton's eye even though he tripped coming through the door into our living room to say hello to Mom and Dad. It was at lunch that I saw how Uncle Clinton was more than clumsy. He seemed to be absent-minded, too. Instead of looking at what he was doing, he looked away and whistled. The juice he was pouring didn't even go into the glass. I kept wondering if he was doing it on purpose and why Mom and Dad weren't mad at him. "Misty, why don't you and Uncle Clinton take Scruffy for a walk?" Dad said as soon as lunch was over. Uncle Clinton smiled his sunny smile. As we left the apartment, I heard Dad say again, "He's always been so clumsy he's dangerous." "Maybe just a bit awkward," said Mom. Uncle Clinton heard what they said, and just when I thought his sunny smile would turn into a gray cloud, he winked at me and said, "Being clumsy can be useful." I didn't know what to do or say, so I gave Uncle Clinton Scruffy's leash. Before we knew it, Scruffy had wrapped her leash around Uncle Clinton's big brown shoes. He tried to step away, but before I could steady him, he tumbled and sat down on the path and his cap blew away. I untangled Scruffy and unclipped her leash and she bounded after the cap. Once again, I was reminded of something, but I didn't know what. Maybe it was the